Hello friends, Nayaswami Hriman here again, and it's once again time to ask a yogi. I got this question by email. A person wrote, I am morally fragile. I struggle to keep my devotion and honesty at my work intact. I have a feeling that I can achieve God's presence and blessings only by being excellent in what I do in my performance at work. But frequent lapses of judgment and backslidings from my ideals and cherished habits deter and disappoint me. I have become concerned at the loss of health and vitality because of my weakness. This has been going on for years. Do accomplished spiritual practitioners also face such challenges? What's the way out of this? Well, yes, everyone, even great saints, sometimes self-refer themselves as being sinners and unworthy. Paramahansa Yogananda said, a saint is a sinner who never gave up, and never call yourself a sinner. I find generally most people who are sincere and want to be good and do good tend to doubt themselves, tend to hold themselves in not so good a light, as it were. Yes, there are braggarts and people like that, but it seems to me, at least I'm fortunate not to know too many puffed up people in my life. I would say most people I know who are sincere have trouble with self-acceptance or self-doubt and so on. And so I find it helpful to remember that Yogananda Ji taught that God doesn't mind our faults. God seeks only our attention, our interest, our love. Now, I admit, as he admitted, that you can't love someone you haven't yet met. Okay, but as Swami Kriyananda put it, we can pray to feel devotion. Okay, and so part of what I said in my response included something Swami Kriyananda would say to us when he saw that we were struggling, and even if he were struggling, he would say, "You're doing the best you can." Remember that. As a disciple once said to Yogananda many years ago, he said, "Sir, I don't think I have very good karma." And Master, with great strength, said, "You have to have very, very, very good karma to even want to know God, want to love God." And he might have added, though he didn't, to even be in the Master's presence. In this case, this person was a monk in the ashram of his guru. I mean, talk about good karma, okay? And so even to have self-doubt as to your spiritual worthiness is to have good karma, because most people could care less. And it's probably better that we doubt ourselves a little bit rather than puff ourselves up, as I said in the beginning. But really the solution is not to be so self-involved at all. Sure, we make mistakes. We can be a schmuck, as I like to say. Some of us specialize at being a schmuck. But do you love God? Do you want to love God? Do you want to be good? Are you trying to be better as best you can, doing the best you can? That's really far, far more important. You know, in the famous story that finds different expressions in various cultures of the prince and the pauper, the prince who finds himself or views himself as a pauper for whatever reasons of circumstance, and then finally is reawakened to realize he's a prince. Well, that's who we are. We're all prodigal children. And so the path of self-realization is the affirmation of our divine nature, Not saying that's exclusive to the path of self-realization, because it's a universal truth. But on the path of self-realization, our particular emphasis, as opposed to emphasizing our being sinners, is to emphasize that we are a child of God. We are a son or daughter of God. We are the immortal Atman. And that God is as much with us right now as God can ever be. All we need to do, Yogananda said, is to improve our knowing. Okay.